The stillness of the morning air settles within this enclosed space, a quiet breath drawn into the heart of the small home garden. Light here is a filtered element, a pale gold sifted through the leaves above, painting the textures below with a cool humidity. It is the kind of silence that has weight, the kind that holds the memory of night and the promise of a peaceful day. The sense of enclosure is profound, a deliberate intimacy crafted by walls of green and the gentle curve of stone, a retreat from the world just steps from the domestic sphere. Every shadow is deep and undisturbed, every dew-kissed leaf, a testament to the unhurried nature of this place. The eye traces the soft gradients of light and shade, finding comfort in the close proximity of the elements. This is a space dedicated to nothing but its own quiet existence, where time itself seems to slow its measured pace, allowing for a profound sense of calm to permeate the scene. The atmosphere is one of perfect, gentle balance, the intersection of natural growth and deliberate, quiet design within the borders of a private life. It is the deep quiet of a space that has been allowed to simply be a refuge of stillness and muted color. The garden breathes slowly in the gentle light. The air hangs heavy with the scent of damp earth and stone, a cool, clean aroma that speaks of shelter and persistent shade. This narrow passage, a seam between the house and the deeper garden, is a place of quiet transit where footsteps feel hushed and deliberate. The cobblestones slick with moisture mirror the subdued sky, reflecting a subtle, muted luminosity back into the scene. There is a strong feeling of adjacency here, of being right next to the architecture of the home, yet still deeply immersed in the green world. The enclosure is a comfort, a tangible boundary that defines the domestic realm and shelters this delicate, intimate landscape. It is the quiet geometry of a life lived gently, where the transition from inside to outside is seamless and peaceful. The atmosphere is one of deep serenity, untouched by the noise of the external world, a true pocket of stillness contained within the residential footprint. The light, though indirect, is pervasive, highlighting the texture of the old wall and the myriad shades of green that press in from the edges. The scene suggests a deep and abiding peace found in the most unassuming of spaces, a simple path beside a home. The intense quiet of the water's edge is palpable, a delicate stillness, broken only by the imagined sound of a single, slow ripple. The late afternoon light is a transformative presence here, slicing through the canopy to strike the smooth, wet surfaces with a sudden, warm brilliance. It is a moment of deep contrast, where the sun's low angle magnifies the sense of enclosure, creating deep, cool pools of shadow around the edges of the small basin. The space feels profoundly domestic, a miniature ecosystem, contained within the walls of the home's courtyard, a place for gentle contemplation. The golden light highlights the worn permanence of the stones, emphasizing their history and their quiet integration into the garden's fabric. The atmosphere is one of profound tranquility, a suspended moment where the intensity of the light is matched only by the depth of the surrounding stillness. The composition focuses solely on the intersection of water, stone, and light, an intimate study of quiet materials in a sheltered space. There is a sense of hidden beauty in this small, sun-touched corner, a private visual poem within the heart of the residence. The space under the shelter of the roof is cool and shaded, a quiet threshold between the home's interior and the garden's intimate embrace. The view opens onto a contained world of green and soft texture, where the light of the morning begins its gentle work. The contrast between the shaded foreground and the illuminated garden beyond creates a strong sense of atmospheric depth, drawing the viewer's eye into the stillness of the space. This is a place built for quiet observation, a veranda overlooking a private, peaceful domain, a true extension of the domestic tranquility. The air feels clear and still holding the faint promise of warmth yet to come. The long, soft shadows stretch across the ground anchors in the quiet moment before the day fully awakens. The entire composition emphasizes the small, enclosed nature of the garden, a private sanctuary defined by the architecture of the home itself. The atmosphere is calm and restorative, a visual invitation to pause and simply watch the gentle shift of light and shadow across the domestic landscape. Within this deeply shadowed corner, the world resolves into miniature detail, a quiet intensity found in the smallest growth. The atmosphere is one of sheltered darkness, a humid, fertile space where the light barely penetrates, a profound sense of enclosure and intimacy. The low light sculpts the texture of the emerging fronds, highlighting the delicate struggle of life against the deep, encompassing shadow. It is a moment of absolute stillness, a close observation of the garden's private, unhurried growth right against the protective wall of the home. The colors are rich and muted deep greens against the blackness of the damp earth, creating a moody and contemplative tone. The focus is singular, isolating the moment of emergence and the deep quiet that surrounds it. This extreme proximity enhances the feeling of domestic scale, reminding the viewer that even the most fleeting natural processes occur within the close borders of this private sanctuary. The depth of the shadow is a comfort, a blanket of quiet that holds the delicate form in perfect, gentle isolation, a testament to the garden's hidden vitality. The quiet solitude of this corner is absolute, a small, sequestered space within the larger structure of the home's courtyard. The wooden surface, worn smooth by weather and time, rests against the lush, unchanging backdrop of the clinging ivy, creating a study in quiet contrast between the fleeting and the enduring. The gentle morning light falls evenly, revealing the rich, subdued palette of greens and grays, a tranquil atmosphere untouched by urgency. It is a space designed for stillness, for the simple act of resting within the close embrace of the domestic garden. The ivy creates a living wall, a soft, textured boundary that defines the intimacy of the setting, enhancing the sense of peaceful enclosure. The composition emphasizes the simple elegance of quiet design, a place where mood and atmosphere are paramount. The scene suggests a profound and unhurried peace, a sheltered moment within the residential environment, where the quiet texture of the garden takes precedence. The light is calm and cool, reflecting the unhurried nature of the morning. The atmosphere is thick with a hushed tranquility, a soft, pervasive quiet brought on by the lingering dampness of the morning air. The hazy light washes the garden in a muted palette of gray and deep green, softening the edges and lending a profound stillness to the composition. The small path gently guides the eye toward the closed gate, which acts as a visual terminus, reinforcing the feeling of enclosure and private domestic space. The mist holds the sound, creating a pocket of deep silence right at the threshold of the home. It is a scene of profound restraint, where the lack of sharp detail enhances the moody, contemplative quality. The garden feels intimately contained, sheltered by the atmospheric conditions as much as by the surrounding foliage. This quiet approach to the house speaks of a deliberate peacefulness, a buffered space where the outside world recedes. The sense of stillness is absolute, a suspended moment in the cool, silver light of the day's quiet beginning. The separation provided by the wooden structure creates a powerful sense of intimate enclosure, isolating this small world within the residential property. The late afternoon sun is intensely dramatic, a sharp, warm light that slices through the narrow openings to cast bold graphic patterns onto the earth below. This play of sharp light and deep shadow emphasizes the texture of the weathered wood and the ground below, creating a dynamic yet profoundly still visual field. The atmosphere is one of contained intensity, a momentary burst of warmth and light held fast by the surrounding structure. The focus is entirely on the quiet geometry created by the sun, and the fence a purely visual experience within the domestic realm. This close proximity to the boundary enhances the feeling of a private, sequestered space, a quiet pocket of the garden that feels both protected and deeply intimate. The sense of stillness is rooted in the immobility of the geometric light, patterns a captured moment of high contrast and deep mood. The garden is beginning its slow descent into night, a time of deep, quiet transformation, where the colors mute and the forms soften. The small water basin acts as a dark, polished mirror holding the last vestiges of the evening light, and the deep blue of the sky above creating a profound sense of stillness and depth. The atmosphere is cool and meditative, a sheltered peace held within the walls of the courtyard, a palpable intimacy with the gathering darkness. The surrounding foliage is reduced to deep, dark silhouettes, enhancing the focus on the luminous surface of the water. It is a scene of profound domestic tranquility, a silent closing to the day within the boundaries of the home. The composition centers on the interplay of water and twilight, a moment of absolute calm where light is precious and shadow is encompassing. This quiet corner of the small home garden offers a final visual breath before the complete stillness of night descends. The world is suspended in the cool, quiet moment just before dawn, a time of absolute and deep stillness within the enclosed perimeter of the small home garden. The faint, pale gold light is a gentle promise touching the highest points of the climbing vines and defining the textured surface of the wall, a subtle boundary between the private sanctuary and the necessary function of the domestic area. The atmosphere is fresh and immensely peaceful, a profound quietude that permeates the entire scene. The low wall acts as a constant, a quiet partition that reinforces the intimate scale and the protected nature of the space. The composition emphasizes the simple, unadorned beauty of the structures and the foliage in this transitional light, where the sense of stillness is at its most potent. This small garden is held in a state of suspended anticipation, a place of domestic retreat that welcomes the new day with a silent, unwavering calm. The final light of the transition washes the scene in a soft, ethereal glow.